Guys, what's up? This is Blaze the Movie, and I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I've lost interest in Cinematic Venom's videos for the most part. As a matter of fact, the only video of his that I have seen that he released this year is his review of Iron Man, which is pretty mediocre. As for why I lost interest, well, I will leave a link in the video description below explaining why in a Facebook status update I made. Basically, in a nutshell, I found a lot of his points problematic. With that being said, if you have lost interest in his channel, why am I making this video? Well, it's simple, because this is a Halloween project that was planned out since October of last year. That is the only fucking reason I'm going through with making this video. Just don't expect many videos on the Cinematic Venom coming from me in the near future. I'm not even watching his horror reviews this year either. Anyway, despite my lack of interest in his content, I still wanna talk about his review of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, is that review still good? Well, only one way to find out. So, without further ado, let's begin.
All Hallows Eve, the evening your nightmares come to life, all the creatures of the night come out to play. It's time to pay tribute to this terrifying month, so join us as we celebrate the sinister season. This is the Venom month of horrors.
I gotta say that this intro is fucking awesome, and it certainly puts me into the Halloween mood. And I can tell that a lot of effort was put into it as well.
Today, we're going to Elm Street, where you're not even safe in your dream.
I don't know about that. In my dreams, I have my Pokemon on me, and they can easily beat Freddy's ears.
A Nightmare on Elm Street follows Nancy, played by Heather Langenkamp, who looks an awful lot like my ex-girlfriend, so I really want her to die.
Wow, that's fucking dark. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that. I like it.
Fred Krueger, Mom. Fred Krueger.
No, it's Freddy. Okay, I don't care if your opening title says Fred, I don't care if the characters say Fred, the nursery rhyme says Freddy.
Fred's coming for you.
Even he says Freddy.
Freddy.
It's Freddy.
I agree, it is fucking stupid when the characters of the movie call him Fred. Especially since literally no one outside the movie ever calls him fucking Fred. When we reference the character, we always refer to him as Freddy Krueger. That's his only proper name.
Wes Craven got the idea for the film when he read some newspaper articles in the Los Angeles Times from the 1970s where some Southeast Asian refugees fled to the States to escape the Vietnam War and began suffering disturbing nightmares, thus refusing to sleep, before dying in their unconscious state not long after.
Oh yes, this is what I fucking love about Cinematic Venom's videos. He also does it here. He goes through production information about the movie he's reviewing before getting into the actual fucking review. It has always been the best aspect of his videos in my opinion. And it's no different here.
Craven also found that most people feared being scratched by animal claws. It wasn't until his cat unsheathed its claws that he got the idea of the infamous glove and began writing the screenplay in 1981 after finishing up Swamp Thing.
Honestly, I don't blame people for being afraid of being scratched by animals. It can legitimately fucking hurt. To the point that you would have to take a trip to the fucking hospital.
Weirdly, it was Walt Disney Productions who first showed interest but wanted him to tone down the content to make it suitable for children and preteens, which Wes refused to do. Freddy Krueger. Suitable for kids.
A PG-13 animated Disney movie that's about a dangerous monster who literally fucking slaughters people in their dreams. Yeah, that will never fucking work. Hell, not even The Hunchback of Notre Dame barely works as a PG-rated animated Disney movie. Yeah, I'm still not over how that movie would have been a lot better if it was R-rated instead.
I couldn't find an actor to play Freddy Krueger with the sense of ferocity I was seeking. Everyone was too quiet, too compassionate towards children. And then Robert Englund auditioned. He wasn't as tall as I'd hoped and he had baby fat on his face, but he impressed me with his willingness to go to the dark places in his mind. Robert understood Freddy.
And honestly, he made the right choice, since Robert Englund is fucking perfect to play Freddy.
Johnny Depp, who looks about 12 in this, didn't even audition to be in the film.
I don't see it. I really don't see it. He looks like a teenager at youngest to be.
John Cusack, Kiefer Sutherland, C. Thomas Howell, Brad Pitt, and even Nicolas Cage. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, I agree. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Before he returns, but Nancy then realises fear gives him power and is no longer afraid of him, which makes him vanish before all of her friends are alive again, but then the car gets taken over by Freddy and the film ends.
Never explained in any of the sequels, by the way, even when Nancy does come back.
Isn't that a good thing? I mean, think about it. Something being unexplained in a movie builds it up for a mystery and making of speculations. That to me is a great thing, so it encourages more discussion about the movie.
Like, people slate the second one for making no sense, which it does, by the way.
Does it really though? And by the way, I did watch your review with which you made a year after you made this review. And from what I recall, you didn't talk about how much it makes sense, but instead, you talked about how fucking awful it was. Though to be fair, it's been long since I last saw that video. So, what the hell do I know, right? And no, it isn't just the fact that it makes no sense which is the problem. It's also the fact that it totally goes against the rules that the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie established.
I mean, firstly, it's later revealed in the sequels that this was actually Freddy Krueger's house.
Why would people who killed Freddy then move into his house?
Honestly, I don't think the sequels should even count. Since Wes Craven wanted nothing to do with the sequels. And considering how shitty most of them are, I can hardly blame him.
Why does Nancy carry a crucifix to fend off Freddy?
Yeah, I will admit, that is pretty weird. And interesting how he noticed something that I never noticed on my own, despite having watched this movie trillions of times.
Watch this.
Why did he cut his finger? This was just goofy, like some kid trying to show off. I mean, people bitch that he's silly and goofy in the later sequels, but here he's doing things like this.
I don't know. I find that very fucking scary. And even then, that's the fucking point. Freddy Krueger is supposed to be a goofy villain. He isn't supposed to be all serious. The fact that he is a fun villain at the top of being scary is exactly what makes him such a fucking awesome horror icon. And also, the issue never was that the sequels are too silly. The bigger issue is how they break the rules that the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie establishes.
Hey, Nancy. No running in the hallway.
Yeah, he was so goofy and silly in the sequels. Here, he was serious.
Okay, who the hell ever said that Freddy Krueger is supposed to be an entirely serious villain? I don't recall anyone ever saying that. So you're strawmanning.
Oh no, it's the guys from Halloween 3. I will not let them mess up this franchise as well.
Actually, considering that there are far more bad Nightmare on Elm Street movies than there are Halloween movies, in my opinion at least, I'd say that the franchise completely messes itself up without their help at all.
Why is Freddy stretching his arms? Not only is it completely pointless, but it's not scary. It looks more goofy than anything.
That's the fucking point. You know, the fact that you talk about how Freddy is acting silly and treated as a negative of the movie shows that you don't understand Freddy Krueger at all.
What, Mother? Don't fall asleep in there. You could drown, you know.
Okay, I've fallen asleep in the bath several times and never once have I drowned. And surely you just get a little bit under the water and then that would wake you up. This whole myth is stupid.
Holy shit, you used real life experience to debunk this point. That's something that I never could do myself, since I barely know anything about the real world, as I pay far more attention to the world of entertainment and the internet. So yeah, I am ignorant on how the real world works.
Glenn? Are you still watching?
Yeah, so?
I'm just checking.
Wait, so she can talk in her dream and he can respond without waking her up and they can communicate. That she can sleep talk. But then how come that doesn't happen anywhere else in the entire movie? Several other times when they're sleeping and dreaming that they talk and scream and no one is able to communicate with them. This doesn't make any sense.
Actually no, she is obviously still fast asleep. The person she is communicating with in her dream isn't actually Glenn, but instead a version of Glenn which was made specifically in her dream. And her interaction with Glenn in her dream has absolutely no effect on the real Glenn at all. I know this because I have interacted with real life people in my dreams. And guess what? When I wake up, those real life people are not aware of what I said to them in my dreams at all. Since I never really interacted with a real life person, but instead A version of the person made specifically in my dreams.
Wait, if she could just set her alarm, why is Johnny Depp even there watching her and keeping guard?
It didn't occur to her to use her alarm clock. But you're right. Doing that from the start would have been a much smarter plan.
There's a part where Nancy has her nightmares monitored and somehow brings Freddy's hat into the real world, and her mum still doesn't believe her stories. There's literally no other way for her to have had this hat, and she still refuses to believe her.
Actually, there is another explanation for this. The hat could easily have been found behind the bed. I mean, people leave stuff like that behind objects like beds and couches all the time without being aware of it. But I will agree though that it's dumb that she doesn't believe her.
Booby traps. Seriously, you're gonna trap one of the most iconic serial killers in horror history by going Kevin McAllister on him?
Actually, the first Home Alone movie wouldn't be out at the time until the following fucking decade. So Nightmare on Elm Street couldn't have plagiarized that movie. If anything, Home Alone copied from A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm actually shocked that you overlooked this. Since you give so much production history by the beginning of your videos, you clearly do a lot of research when making your reviews. So why didn't you do research here to double check if your point makes sense or not?
Glenn?
Wait, Freddy calls her up? But she's awake! No, it's later revealed she's awake. So, what?
And then he calls back and his tongue comes out of the phone while she's awake.
Yeah, this is a legitimate plot hole with the movie. The movie clearly fucking establishes that Freddy Krueger is only able to use his powers in the dream world. So, there's absolutely no reason he should be able to do that in the real world.
And then Freddy just looks like a complete joke. Forget part 6. This has Freddy get hit by a cartoon hammer, fall over a balcony, and even down the stairs like a bitch.
Again, that's the fucking point. It's supposed to be silly. The fact that I have to tell you this over and over again in this video is really frustrating.
FYI, the actor who played Rod suffered severe depression during filming and often snorted heroin in between scenes. For this one, he was actually off his head on drugs, but Heather just believed he was that good an actor and was blown away by his performance.
Apparently heroin makes you a really good actor. I'm gonna go get some.
Good luck not being caught by the cops.
And if he gets me, I'm pretty sure you're next.
Me? Why would anybody want to kill me?
They saw Charlie in the chocolate factory?
Also, I love how he doesn't even question why anyone would want to kill Nancy. They want to kill you. Yeah, I understand. That's perfectly understandable. But why would they want to kill me?
You are strawmanning this scene. At no point did he even imply that he finds it understandable that people would kill her. The reason why he didn't bring Nancy up is because she was not part of the conversation. The conversation was about him. And I am not gonna lie, it is pretty disgusting how you're strawmanning this scene. Nancy's a good fucking friend of him. Why the hell would he think that it's understandable that someone would kill her? Now it's time for my overall thoughts. I have lost interest in Cinemark Venom's videos lately, but I don't care, this review is still fucking awesome. In fact, I would say that it's one of Cinemark Venom's best videos. Yeah, I went that far. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not entirely ruling out the possibility that I might make another video on him. It is still possible that I might get interested in his videos again. But as of now, I'm not very interested in his videos. Hell, I skipped all of the Halloween specials that he made this year. Again, if you wanna know why that is, I made a Facebook status about it. A link to it is in the video description below. But yeah, like I said, despite not being very interested in his content now, that does not mean that I won't make another video about him. There might come a time when I am interested in his content again. Who the hell knows? Just don't expect any more videos on Cinemark Venom coming from me in the near future. That's all I'm saying. Anyway people, we have reached the end of the video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.